today. No rank versus ranked opponents today, which means Jets versus the Cowboys is our game of the week, along with Aaron Rodgers' update. American Game Day starts right now. Welcome to American Game Day. Today is Saturday, September 16th. We're in the middle of September now. We are in football season. Yes, it's great to have college football, NFL back every weekend now. The Jets and the Cowboys are this week's game of the week, and you're probably wondering, well, if college football is back, why aren't you talking about college football for a big game of the week? Well, that's because not only are there no ranked versus ranked opponents, all of the ranked teams are playing cupcake teams. So, which actually increases. Alright, we could have some upset alerts coming next week. Alright, let's talk about some weekday recaps. Navy having a day, but it wasn't enough. They actually scored a passing touchdown. Yes, Navy scored a passing touchdown, but it wasn't enough. Memphis ended up winning 28-24 on your Thursday night football. We have Friday night football as well. Maryland versus Virginia. Now, again, I was recording this episode before these games started, so here are the final scores this game, but I'm sure it was an entertaining game. And there's also another one. Army and Navy both played on a weekday. Yeah, weird. Army and UTSA played each other last night as well, so there is the final score of that game. Alright, I got your college football headlines for you. Jay Novell, he is the Colorado State head coach, tells Deion Sanders, Colorado head coach, to stop wearing hats and sunglasses during post-game interviews. And now I come to think about that. Yeah, he also said that because that's how I raised. It's rude to wear sunglasses indoors and wear hats indoors. But I agree with him. But also knows, has anyone ever seen Deion Sanders without his sunglasses or without hats? Yeah, I haven't either. And I would agree with it. That's kind of rude. Not being a gentleman. It kind of seems like, oh, I'm just ready to get on out of here anytime you're wearing sunglasses on. And also, why is he always wearing sunglasses? Does he even wear sunglasses if it's cloudy and rainy? Come on, man. I kind of agree with him on that. And also, some other big news. The NCAA, once again, is denying T.J. Walker's eligibility for North Carolina to play. Mac Brown is furious, and apparently they have received threats. I'm not sure that it's really threats. I think the NCAA is over-exaggerating it, but still, let the man play. Come on. All right, our game of the week is NFL. Yes, and with college football still going on, yes, we are talking about the NFL. The Jets versus the Cowboys. Tomorrow at 3:25. This is going to be a really, I think it was going to be a bigger game than what some people thought it was going to be, mainly because Aaron Rodgers getting injured. But even without Aaron Rodgers, the Jets look really good. They shut down the Bills last week. And I gotta say, with the way Dallas put up 40 points and allowed 0 to the other New York team, the Jets better be ready. And Zach Williams better be ready. He went 14 for 21. against the Bills before Aaron Rodgers went out for his injury. 140 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Yeah, he had that 1 mistake, but overall, he didn't do that bad of a job. And for a player who probably wasn't expecting to play at all in that game, but Dak Prescott, the person that you need to stop for the Jets defense. They had really good defense Monday night. He went 13 for 24, 143 yards, and well, he still has 0 touchdowns, but he also has 0 touchdowns. So I'm expecting us to see Dak Prescott go all out against the Jets on Sunday. All right, let's look at some around the conference games. All right, 11 o'clock on ABC, Florida State versus Boston College. That's going to be a big game, kinda-ish. Boston College, I mean, they can make a run for Florida State's money, but I think Florida State will show up most definitely on the road in the fourth quarter and get that W. Early prediction. North Carolina versus Minnesota. Mac Brown, I mean, yeah, after nearly losing to App State again, I think they'll get their act together this time. And but also, do not sleep on Minnesota. They're like the App State of the Big Ten, where they may not be that good, but they're full of surprises whenever they play those good teams. Here's some other big notable games in the ACC. Northwestern versus Duke. Yeah, I know Northwestern probably going to be at the bottom of the Big Ten, but you never know if they can pull off an upset. You never know. FAU, Florida Atlanta playing Clemson on the road at 7 o'clock on ACC Network. That's going to be a big one because, again, Florida Atlanta is another sleeper team. Do not sleep on them. They will come ready to play. Their goal is to, if they're on the road, their goal is to score a touchdown. Probably not a touchdown, but on their first drive is to take the crowd out of it. As long as they take Clemson's fans out of the game, they have a chance of not only winning that game, they have a chance at not only keeping the game close, but they have a chance of pulling up a big upset on the road. All right, let's take a look at the Big Ten. This is our college football game of the week, which is not much that big. I mean, look, game of the week, and it's Washington versus Michigan State. Yeah, that tells you how kind of boring these games will be today. But 4 o'clock on Peacock. Yeah, it's on Peacock, not NBC. Yeah, this is the big game this week, and NBC's not even going to show it. They're putting it on Peacock. Yeah, I know they schedule these in the off season, but yeah, come on. Anyway, it's the Big Ten notable games. Yeah, Louisville versus Indiana. That's going to be a game. I think that will be a really important game to watch because those two teams are really going to be battling for a chance at a bowl game. Syracuse, on the other hand, is be a lookout for Syracuse in the ACC. They're 2-0. They have been dominating their opponents. I know they really haven't had that. Their 2 win games really have been that strength of a schedule. But they're on the road playing Purdue, which I know Purdue really isn't. I mean, Purdue's expected to be a good competition for them. But, I mean, they've had some pretty bad losses so far. But 6:30 on NBC, we'll find out truly what those two teams are really made out of. All right, let's go to the Big 12. Pittsburgh and West Virginia, 6:30 on ABC. This one is a huge, huge rivalry game. I cannot wait to see this one. Yep, we're back to the ACC, aren't we? Yep, the classic ACC matchup, but it's going to be a big one. West Virginia really hasn't been themselves lately since, West Virginia first couple years in the Big 12, they were good, and then they kind of fell apart. Pitt's kind of like a roller coaster, but I think Pitt's got a good chance in that game on the road. The Big 12 other notable games. Who knew Vanderbilt had a football team? I guess they do. 5:30 on ESPN Plus. They're playing UFC at home. The Big 12. Oh, and we got our first Big 12 matchup. Yes, 7 o'clock on Fox. Houston's first Big 12 matchup. And it's against TCU in their own state. And they're hosting it. Well done. Also, do you know that Houston lost to Rice last week? Yeah, TCU lost to Colorado. So, both those two teams need to make a statement. I think the winner makes a statement saying, we're still here and we're not going away. The loser, well, probably will be the bottom of the Big 12. The Pac-12, not much to talk about. San Diego State and Oregon State is really the big game, 2:30 on FS1. Yes, the biggest Pac-12 game is not even going to be on national TV. Well, I mean, FS1 is on national TV, I guess, but not very many people have FS1. But a lot of people do have ESPN, though. But it's Pac-12 After Dark at 9 o'clock. Colorado State versus Colorado. Yes, Fox and ESPN are both taking their pregame show to Colorado for some reason because of Deion Sanders. But, to a late game. Yep. This morning, yeah, it's quite a game, but it's also very late. And, I guess that's all I gotta say. Not much to root for the Pac-12 right now. Yeah, they went 14-2 to start the first 2 weeks, and now I think they're gonna continue that because they're really not playing anyone else. But it was all hype because those wins were most of them were wins against Power 5 schools. But now they're really not playing Power 5 schools this week. So there's that. SEC, 11 o'clock on ESPN. We got LSU. They're number 14 right now. Probably should be higher ranked. But they did lose earlier. They are playing Mississippi State on the road. This one's going to be a big one, 2:30 on CBS. This is probably the SEC game of the week. South Carolina and Georgia. A lot of you are probably thinking, why hasn't South Carolina been ranked by now? I mean, I know they got Spencer Rattler. He hasn't been that great, but it's Spencer Rattler is playing Spencer Rattler, like his game. They have a really shot at pulling up a big upset today on the road, and if they win, they could be ranked. Also, another team that probably deserves to be ranked, or I think they should be ranked, especially if they pull off this win at home, is Florida. If they beat Tennessee tonight, they should be ranked. I've been saying them all season, all season long. I mean, it's really just been 2 weeks, but all off season the last couple weeks. That Florida, I think, really deserves to be ranked. I really think they're a good team and a team to look out for in the SEC, and that might be one of those games where they pull off the upset. Kansas State is on the road against Missouri. 11 o'clock on SEC Network. Going to be a good game, although I think Kansas State's going to blow them out of the water. BYU is playing against Arkansas at 6:30 on ESPN2. That's going to be a really important game to pay attention to because it's going to be BYU's first true road game, but first true game to see what BYU's made out of. Both those two teams are made out of to see, kind of give us an idea of where those two teams look and possibly give us an idea of where they're going to finish at the end of the year. Those are your conference breakdowns, all the biggest games. And maybe some small ones, some cupcake ones as well. But let's take a look at the top 6 teams that I have for you right now. Still, yeah, if you were watching down the distance, you already know the result, but you didn't. I still got Ohio State at number 1. I really like the way they play, and yeah, I know the AP has been dropping them the last couple of weeks. They're number 6 on AP this week. For reasons I have no idea why. They're winning games. If you win games, you either stay where you are or you go up. Florida State, on the other hand, doing the same thing. They're destroying their opponents, so I guess that's why they're going up. Georgia, winning the game just as much by as Ohio State is. They're going up. Texas is number 6 after beating Alabama. Number 4, Who's it gonna be? Well, we all know it's gonna be Penn State. I really like the way Penn State's playing right now, and Missouri is 5. And yeah, I have 3 Big Ten. The Big Ten looks really good right now. I have 3 Big Ten teams in here, and only 1 SEC team. Well, 2 to include Texas for next year. But AP has Georgia at 1. Number 2 is Michigan. Number 3 is Florida State. Now the question is, who they have at 6? Are they going to put Texas up at number 6? No, they put, like I mentioned already, they put Ohio State at 6. Are they going to put, oh yeah, there it is already, it showed it. Yeah, Texas is at 4 and USC is at 5. Yes. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's right, yeah. USC, because Lincoln Riley probably not happy about that. Texas jumps his team. But anyway, let's check out some headlines for you for the NFL. Yep, here's an injury update for Aaron Rodgers, in case you didn't pay attention to Monday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers went out first drive. Here's how the quick breakdown of how it happened. He went first play was a running game. He handed off, they gained like 15 yards. Woo, good first down. The next couple plays were incomplete passes. And then the third play, I think it was a third down. It was a 10th, I think it was a play action pass. He's going to go deep. He ended up getting sacked. He twisted his ankle. Anyway, he got back up and immediately went back down. Anyway, he has an Achilles injury, the calf, and he is out for the remainder of the season. Tough break for the Jets fans. All right, let's recap some Thursday Night Football. Vikings versus the Eagles. And I'll say this one thing. If you watch the game, you probably turned it off after halftime because I think it was like, 3-0 at halftime. The Eagles had like 3 points. Vikings had 0. Probably won at halftime, but I know certainly at the end of the first quarter. It was a boring game to watch, but the Vikings did make the Eagles work for their points offensively. The Eagles do look like a playoff team, though. Maybe back to Super Bowl. Eagles won 34-28. All right, here's the big game going on in Week 2. We got the Chiefs versus the Jaguars, 12 o'clock on CBS. It's going to be a good one because the Jaguars have looked really impressive Week 1. The Chiefs, probably not up to their Super Bowl standard, but if they win this game, they are back in it. Green Bay Packers don't have Aaron Rodgers anymore, but are they still going to be competitive? The Falcons definitely look competitive, and this would be a true test to see if are the Falcons for real, and if the Packers can still be a playoff team. The Raiders now look like a playoff team now, but if they beat the Bills, well, they are most definitely a playoff team because the Bills were in the Super Bowl. Well, were they in the I don't even remember. I think they were. Yeah, they were in the Super Bowl last year. So that's going to... No, wait, they weren't. I think they just missed it. Yeah, it was the Eagles that... versus the Chiefs. Yeah, the Bills just missed the Super Bowl. Anyway, the Bills... Definitely, roster had the talented to make the Super Bowl, but after losing to the Jets, yeah, they got to win this game at home. The Saints on Monday night are playing the Panthers. Going to be a good game because both of them are very young teams. All right, let's check out what's going around the network here on Busy Sports. Sleeport Podcast every Monday at 6 o'clock. Just rambling about random topics, basically. Recapping college football. And then Down and Distance will be every Tuesday at 6. And then we have a new, well, not really new show, but college football recap, or college football rankings reaction show is changing to Debatable. It's starting in October, and this show, Day, is every Saturday at 10 a.m. And if you haven't already, visit our website for the latest news, scores, stats, etc. Alright, that's all going around the network here on Busy Sports. Alright, let's jump right into the joke. Game of the week. So, who has a cupcake this week? Well, after beating Alabama, the team that most probably deserves a cupcake team, probably Alabama, but we're going to give it to Texas instead. Yep, 7 o'clock on the Longhorn Network. They are playing Wyoming, and I got to say, they're playing Wyoming, a team that beat Texas Tech. And after, the way Texas probably beat Alabama, I could probably see that they probably took all of their all-season energy on how to beat Alabama, and I'm guessing they're not going to be ready for Wyoming, but they're going to barely beat Texas. I think it's going to be the same kind of game as they played against Texas Tech, although Texas will figure out to win this time. All right, it's now time for the option. First game up. We're jumping right to the NFL. So tomorrow at 3 o'clock, it's a 49er versus the Rams. Now, I know this probably won't be that great of a game. Probably none of you are excited to watch it. But it can impact the playoffs and pretty much set up the potential of how these two teams can play for the rest of the season. So I'm very interested to see, but I got the 49ers winning this game. Alright, and then that big one, Jets versus the Cowboys. Our game of the week, 3 o'clock on ESPN. Well, I guess 3:25, but anyway, Sunday. Wait, this game is not on ESPN. Hold on. It's on CBS. Sorry, I just fixed the graphic that I don't feel like re-recording that. Anyway, I got Dallas winning this game, and I can't believe I had it on ESPN all week. Yeah, that game's on CBS. Alright, well, let's jump into college football, and at the bottom, I got a new weather bug for you. So instead of taking it up in the middle of the screen, now it'll be at the bottom. Anyway, Florida State, Boston College. Real quick pick for you. I got Florida State winning this game. They're my favorite team right now. And, well, I mean, favorite besides Oklahoma. But, you know, secondary favorite right now, including Ohio State. But anyway, yeah, they're going to win that game. All right, and then we got Kansas State versus Missouri at 11 o'clock. Going to be a good one. This is really a really tricky one for me, because I really think Missouri has the talent to pull off this upset at home. I think the crowd will make effect, but I just think that Kansas State will have the edge, and the game will be closer than what the final score says. Kansas State might win by a couple of touchdowns, but majority of the game, it probably will be close. I got Kansas State winning in the fourth quarter. Oklahoma and TCU, this is another good one to pay very close attention to, because those two teams have a chance at their conference. See, Tulsa has put up some quite a big points. Oklahoma's got some quite good defense. True test for both of them, but I got Oklahoma winning at 2:30 on ESPN2. Next game up, we got, it's loading, come on. All right, next game up, we got, Minnesota versus North Carolina at 2:30 on ESPN. This is going to be a really, really tight one. This one, we might have another overtime game. That's how good I think Minnesota is going to show. Well, not how good Minnesota is, but that's how much I think Minnesota will show up. Well, I was going to do but yeah, North Carolina is going to win this ball game for sure. Well, not for sure, but yeah, I have a feeling. All right, and then 6 o'clock kickoff. We got Tennessee versus Florida. A little overcast of a day. And with that, well, it's Florida. Florida will be cloudy. They're in the swamp. They got things rolling. Florida really definitely should be ranked. That's the reason why I got Florida winning this ball game. I got an upset for you. Florida is beating Tennessee tonight. Yes, Florida is beating Tennessee tonight. West Virginia, on the other hand, they're at home. They might have home field advantage, but Pitt will be ready at 6:30 on ABC. Give me Pitt on this win. West Virginia is going to be at the bottom of the Big 12 this year. And they are going to become the new Kansas. Pitt, probably not going to win the ACC. Probably won't have a shot at winning the ACC. But they will have a chance of pulling off some big upsets. And then BYU versus Arkansas. This is going to be a true test to see what both two teams are made of. Both talented teams, but does have their miscommunications and definitely really not, penalized one of the problems. But I got Arkansas, the home team, winning this game. I really like the way that Arkansas is competing, but BYU, you're going to struggle in the Big 12 this year, for sure. LSU versus Mississippi State. I really didn't talk much about this game early on, but this is really a big game. 11 o'clock on ESPN. LSU on the road. This is probably going to be LSU's toughest matchup early on in the season because they are in the top 15. They're ranked, like I just mentioned. Mississippi State has the potential to knock them off. They've got the bells and whistles, but I think LSU's got the slight edge. Is this going to be another upset alert? Am I going to pick South Carolina to win? Well, if Spencer Rattler plays his best game that he had at the end of last season, he had only so far, he's 1 for 1 on being himself. Can they pull off this big upset? I think they can. I think Spencer Rattler will be himself on the road. Georgia will not see it coming. Georgia doesn't really have the defense to get it stopped, but they don't have the offense. All right, our game of the week, 4 o'clock on Peacock. Washington versus Michigan State. Washington is 8. They're at the top of the Pac-12. Well, they got you. They're the highest ranked Pac-12 team right now. No doubt they're going to win this game. They got Michigan State at their game. I'm 1-1 right now. This is going to be an easy W for me. Give me Washington. Thanks for watching American Game Day. I'll see you all next Saturday at 10 a.m. Thank you for tuning in.